Hey, welcome back to Beyond Vision Mindset. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on the valuable content we share to help you grow, stay focused, and become the best version of yourself. This channel is all about cultivating the right mindset and building a life of success and productivity. If you're looking for ways to improve your daily habits, level up your productivity, and unlock your full potential, then you're in the right place. Now, let me ask you, have you ever finished an entire day's work and thought, wow, I was busy, but what did I actually accomplish? It's frustrating, right? You put in the hours, you stay active, but at the end of the day, you're still left wondering where the results are. Well, today, we're going to change that. I'm about to share some simple but incredibly effective strategies that will help you maximize your productivity every day. And no, it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. Stick around, because if you implement these strategies into your daily routine, I promise you'll start seeing real, tangible results. 1. Start with a clear morning routine. Let's start at the beginning, with your morning routine. The way you start your day can completely shape the way you experience it. Think about it. When you wake up, your body and mind are still in a state of rest, so it's up to you to activate them and set the tone for the rest of the day. One of the most powerful things you can do is wake up at the same time every day, yes, even on weekends. I know it's tempting to sleep in when you have the chance, but sticking to a consistent schedule helps regulate your circadian rhythm, which improves the quality of your sleep, energy levels, and overall mood. When you wake up, don't dive straight into your phone. Social media and emails can wait. Instead, hydrate with a glass of water. During the night, your body loses moisture, and rehydrating first thing in the morning is a great way to kickstart your metabolism and mental clarity. Once you've hydrated, fuel your body with a healthy breakfast. It doesn't need to be complicated, but a meal that combines protein and fiber will provide lasting energy throughout the morning. This could be something like a smoothie with fruits, protein powder, and greens, or a hearty oatmeal with nuts and seeds. The idea is to give your body the fuel it needs for the tasks ahead. Now, let's talk about something powerful you can add to your morning. Movement. Just 10 to 15 minutes of light stretching or a short workout can do wonders. It doesn't have to be intense, but getting your blood flowing first thing in the morning sharpens your focus, boosts endorphins, and prepares you to tackle the day with vigor. Lastly, take a moment to engage your mind before diving into work. You could spend just 5 to 10 minutes journaling, reflecting on your goals, or practicing mindfulness. This time is essential because it clears any mental fog, sets positive intentions, and helps you prioritize the day ahead. Starting your morning with a clear, focused mindset is crucial for building a productive day, and it's something I've personally found to be life-changing. 2. Set clear, achievable goals. Alright, now that you set yourself up for success with a powerful morning routine, it's time to set your goals for the day. You can't be productive if you don't know exactly what you're working toward. Clear, achievable goals are like a roadmap for your day, guiding you through the tasks that will bring you closer to your bigger vision. Without this, it's easy to get lost in the shuffle of busy work, never really accomplishing what matters. So, how do you set the right goals? First, it's important to be intentional. Instead of creating a long, overwhelming to-do list, ask yourself, what are the 3 most important tasks I need to accomplish today to move closer to my goals? The key is focusing on what matters most, not everything. These 3 priorities should be specific, measurable, and impactful. For example, instead of saying, "Work on my project," break it down into clear steps like, "Complete the outline for the project," or "Send the email to the client." Being specific gives you direction and helps you avoid wasting time on tasks that don't move the needle. Once you've identified your top 3 priorities, the next step is to break them down into smaller tasks. Often, big goals can feel overwhelming, and that sense of overwhelm can prevent you from even starting. By breaking your big goals into bite-sized tasks, you make them more manageable. For instance, if you have a report to finish, don't just write report on your list. Instead, break it down into smaller tasks like research the first section, write the introduction, or create data charts. This way, each task feels doable and you can make consistent progress. Next, make sure to keep your goals realistic. It's great to aim high, but setting goals that are too ambitious for a single day can lead to frustration. Take a moment to consider how much time you really have, what you're capable of, and what tasks need more focus or energy. Setting realistic goals ensures you don't set yourself up for failure, but it also pushes you to stretch beyond your comfort zone. An often overlooked aspect of goal setting is ensuring that your goals are aligned with your long-term vision. Ask yourself, how does completing these tasks today help me move toward my bigger goals? For example, if your long-term goal is to launch a business, tasks like writing a business plan or securing funding are crucial. But if you're spending your day answering emails that don't align with your ultimate vision, you'll find yourself stuck in a cycle of busy work. One thing that helps me is to take a moment each morning to visualize how achieving these goals will make me feel. This mental rehearsal helps reinforce your sense of purpose and motivation, which gives you that extra push to tackle challenges. And finally, as you make progress, celebrate your wins, no matter how small they may seem. Getting into the habit of acknowledging what you've accomplished can motivate you to keep going. At the end of each day, take a moment to review your progress, and if you've hit your goals, give yourself a pat on the back. That sense of accomplishment fuels your energy for the next day, creating a positive feedback loop. 3. Time blocking for focused work. Now that you've set clear, achievable goals for your day, the next step is to manage your time efficiently, and the most effective way to do this is through time blocking. Time blocking is a productivity technique where you dedicate specific chunks of time to specific tasks, allowing you to focus intensely on one thing at a time, instead of multitasking or jumping from task to task. Why is time blocking so powerful? The answer is simple. Focus. When you allow yourself to work on just one task during a time block, you eliminate distractions, which can boost your productivity and the quality of your work. For example, instead of thinking, "I need to do emails, write a report, and review presentations," you set aside specific time blocks for each of these tasks. This helps you stay on track and manage your energy and attention better throughout the day. Start by dividing your day into blocks of time that work for you. For instance, if you're most productive in the morning, dedicate the first few hours to your most important and demanding tasks that require focus, creativity, or problem solving. For me, that's often the time I tackle deep work, such as writing, strategizing, or brainstorming. One of the keys to successful time blocking is being realistic about how long tasks will take. It's easy to overestimate what you can accomplish in a short time, which leads to frustration and rushing. Try to estimate time as accurately as possible, and if a task doesn't fit into your available block, either break it down into smaller chunks or adjust your schedule. When you set your time blocks, Try to be intentional about which tasks you focus on during each block. For instance, during a block of time reserved for writing, avoid checking emails or social media. You might even want to set a timer to remind yourself when your focus time is up and when it's time to move to the next task. The goal is to create a sense of urgency and help your mind stay fully engaged. If you're new to time blocking, a good strategy is to start with 2-hour blocks, and then, over time, refine your system based on how your workday flows. You can use apps like Google Calendar or digital planners to schedule and visualize your blocks. Some people prefer using paper planners because they feel more connected to the process. The key is to choose what works for you. Another technique I highly recommend is the Pomodoro technique. This involves working in short, focused intervals, usually 25 minutes, followed by a 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. The short bursts of focused work paired with regular breaks can help sustain energy and prevent burnout, especially when working on repetitive or monotonous tasks. By blocking out specific times for each task, you also give yourself permission to say no to distractions. For instance, when you're in a time block for deep work, turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs, and let others know that you're unavailable. If someone calls or messages you, you can simply let them know you'll get back to them during your designated break or after your time block is finished. Remember, time blocking isn't about being rigid or overly controlling. It's about creating an organized framework for your day that helps you stay on task and make meaningful progress. And if something urgent comes up, or if your focus shifts, you can always readjust your time blocks. Flexibility is key, but always try to return to your schedule once you've dealt with the interruption. In addition to helping you stay focused, time blocking also gives you a sense of accomplishment. When you can visually see your time blocked out on your calendar or planner, you feel a sense of order and clarity. It's a reminder that your time is valuable and that each block is an opportunity to get closer to your goals. This can boost your confidence, reduce procrastination, and, over time, make productivity a much smoother and more enjoyable process. 4. Eliminate distractions. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest productivity killers: distractions. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, from our phones buzzing with notifications, to the endless stream of emails, to the temptation of social media. It's no wonder many of us struggle to stay productive. The good news is that you can control your environment, and eliminating distractions is one of the most effective ways to boost your productivity. The first step is to recognize what distracts you. Distractions are personal. What pulls your attention away from your work may not be the same for everyone else. For some, it's constant emails or phone calls. For others, it's social media or the environment they're in. Take a moment to think about what typically derails your focus during the day. Is it a constant stream of notifications? Is it the chatter from a noisy workspace? Identifying your distractions is key to learning how to manage them. Start with your phone. How many times do you check your phone without even thinking about it? It's easy to get sucked into a social media scroll, or worse, start responding to messages that aren't urgent. To stay productive, you need to set boundaries with your phone. I recommend turning off notifications for non-essential apps, including social media, messaging apps, and even email alerts. Yes, even your emails can wait. Another strategy is to put your phone in Do Not Disturb mode or, better yet, leave it in another room while you're working. Studies show that even just the sight of your phone can distract you and reduce your productivity. Out of sight, out of mind. If your phone is in another room or tucked away in a drawer, you'll be less tempted to check it, allowing you to stay more focused on the task at hand. Next, consider the physical environment you're working in. A cluttered, noisy space can make it incredibly difficult to concentrate. Take a few minutes at the start of your day to clean up your workspace and organize any materials you'll need for your tasks. A tidy desk can help create a clear mind. If you work in a shared or noisy environment, consider using noise-canceling headphones or playing calming background music. Studies show that certain types of music, like classical or instrumental beats, can help increase focus. Another trick is to use a productivity timer or app, such as Forest or Focus at Wool, to limit distractions. Apps like these help you stay in a state of deep focus by rewarding you for staying on task. For example, Forest lets you grow a virtual tree as long as you stay off your phone, and the tree dies if you check your phone. It's a fun, visual way to keep you on track. In addition to digital distractions, people are also a huge source of interruption. Whether it's co-workers, family, or friends, interruptions can eat up valuable time. If you work in an office or open environment, consider using headphones or creating a visual cue, like a "Do Not Disturb" sign, to signal when you need uninterrupted focus. If you're working from home, communicate your working hours to your family or housemates. Let them know when you're in deep work mode and need some quiet time to concentrate. One thing I've found really helpful is setting specific, no distraction, times throughout the day. This is a period where you can focus exclusively on a task without checking your phone, answering calls, or responding to emails. During this time, turn off all non-essential apps, close your email inbox, and put your phone in another room. You'll be surprised at how much more you can accomplish in just 60 minutes of uninterrupted focus. Of course, you can't eliminate every distraction, and sometimes life just happens. However, being proactive about minimizing distractions where possible is a great way to give yourself a fighting chance at maintaining focus throughout the day. Another key distraction to consider is mental clutter. If your mind is cluttered with worries, random thoughts, or unfinished tasks, it can be hard to focus on what's in front of you. One way to manage this is to take a few minutes before you start working to clear your mind. Try mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing or meditation for 5 minutes. Journaling can also be incredibly effective for releasing mental tension. Writing down any thoughts or concerns before you dive into work helps clear your mind and focus on the task at hand. And here's the big secret. Sometimes, you need to just say no to things that aren't serving your goals. The more you say yes to distractions, the less room you have for the important tasks that will move you forward. So, if a colleague asks you to jump into a meeting that isn't essential, politely decline. If a friend wants to chat during your productivity block, let them know you'll catch up later. Prioritizing your focus is one of the most powerful ways to protect your time. At the end of the day, eliminating distractions is a mindset. It's about being intentional with how you use your time and energy. By setting boundaries, minimizing interruptions, and proactively creating an environment that fosters focus, you'll be amazed at how much more productive you can become. You've got this. 5. Take regular breaks. Alright, now we've tackled setting goals, managing your time, and eliminating distractions. But there's one more essential piece to maintaining long-term productivity, and that is taking regular breaks. You might be thinking, wait, taking breaks will slow me down. But hear me out, breaks are a secret weapon for boosting focus, creativity, and energy. In fact, working non-stop without breaks can actually lead to burnout and reduced performance. Let's start with the science behind it. Studies have shown that the human brain is not built for long stretches of intense focus. After about 90 minutes of continuous work, our cognitive abilities begin to decline, and we experience mental fatigue. That's why taking frequent breaks is crucial. It allows your brain to reset, recharge, and stay sharp throughout the day. The key here is to incorporate structured breaks into your routine, rather than random or unplanned distractions. One method that works for a lot of people is the Pomodoro technique, where you work for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. This creates a rhythm of focused work followed by short recovery periods. After 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break, usually 15 to 30 minutes. This cycle helps you maintain sustained concentration and prevents your brain from becoming overwhelmed or fatigued. Now, you might be wondering, what should I do during these breaks? The goal is to disconnect from work and do something that refreshes your mind and body. It could be something as simple as standing up and stretching, going for a walk, grabbing a healthy snack, or even just closing your eyes for a minute to relax. The important thing is to step away from your tasks and give yourself a chance to reset. If you're working from home, it's especially important to take breaks to move. Sitting for long periods can lead to physical discomfort and even lower productivity. Use your breaks as an opportunity to stretch, do a quick workout, or just get up and walk around. A simple 5-minute walk outside can work wonders in clearing your mind and boosting your energy levels. Plus, the exposure to natural light is great for regulating your body's internal clock and improving your mood. Another way to make your breaks more effective is to practice deep breathing or mindfulness exercises. Even just a minute or 2 of deep breathing can help calm your mind, reduce stress, and refocus your attention. Deep breathing exercises help to lower cortisol, the stress hormone, and increase oxygen flow to your brain, which improves mental clarity. If you have a little more time, consider using an app like Headspace or Calm for guided meditation or relaxation exercises. These apps are perfect for helping you reset and return to your work feeling more centered. During your breaks, avoid falling into the trap of scrolling through social media or checking emails. While it may seem like a nice way to unwind, it often leads to more stress and a sense of being overwhelmed. Instead, opt for activities that genuinely refresh you, like reading a few pages of a book, listening to music, or chatting with a colleague or friend, activities that help you disconnect without adding mental clutter. It's also essential to recognize when you're mentally drained. Sometimes, your brain simply needs more time to recharge than you might think. If you're feeling sluggish, frustrated, or unable to focus, it's a sign that you need a longer break. Take a 20 to 30-minute break to really recharge. You could take a power nap, do some light exercise, or even just meditate. Don't feel guilty for needing a longer break. Remember, your productivity will actually improve once you return to your work with renewed energy and focus. Taking regular breaks is not about being lazy. It's about working smarter, not harder. It's about preserving your energy and ensuring that you can perform at your highest level throughout the day. So, instead of trying to power through hours of non-stop work, embrace the idea of working in sprints, followed by regular periods of rest and rejuvenation. You'll find that you're able to accomplish far more in a shorter period of time when you give yourself the mental space to recharge. Lastly, make sure you're not just taking breaks to check off a box. Use your breaks mindfully and intentionally. Don't just stare at your phone or binge watch videos on YouTube. Make it a point to do something that refreshes you, physically, mentally, or emotionally. The more intentional you are about your breaks, the more effective they'll be in boosting your overall productivity and well-being. Remember, self-care is an integral part of productivity. By taking the time to rest and recharge, you're not only protecting your mental and physical health, but you're also ensuring that you have the energy and focus to perform at your best when you're working. So, schedule those breaks into your day, and don't feel guilty about taking them. Your future, more productive self will thank you. 6. Practice the power of no. Now, let's talk about something that might seem counterintuitive at first, but it's one of the most powerful tools you have in your productivity toolbox. The power of saying no. In our busy, fast-paced world, we're constantly bombarded with requests, distractions, and demands on our time. And, while it's easy to get caught up in trying to please everyone or take on every opportunity that comes your way, the reality is that overcommitting is one of the fastest ways to kill your productivity. Saying no doesn't mean being rude or unhelpful. It means being strategic with how you spend your time. The more you say yes to things that aren't aligned with your goals, the less time and energy you have to focus on what truly matters. In other words, every time you say yes to something that isn't a priority, you're effectively saying no to the tasks, projects, and goals that are. One of the most important lessons I've learned is that you can't do everything. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you can start to be more intentional with your choices. To truly be productive and achieve your long-term goals, you need to create boundaries, and that starts with learning how to say no to the things that won't move you forward. Think about it this way. Every request for your time is a potential distraction. It might seem harmless, a coffee date with a friend, a new project at work, or a spontaneous task that pops up. But when you say yes to every request, you're spreading yourself thin and diluting your energy. This is why learning to prioritize and say no is so crucial to maintaining a high level of focus and productivity. The first step in mastering the art of saying no is understanding your priorities. When you have a clear sense of your goals and what truly matters to you, it becomes much easier to evaluate whether or not a new task or commitment is worth your time. You should always ask yourself, will saying yes to this request help me achieve my long-term goals or bring me closer to my vision? If the answer is no, then it's okay to say no. Now, I know what you're thinking. But I don't want to let people down. This is a common concern, and it's important to approach saying no with empathy and respect. Instead of just declining outright, you can offer an alternative. For example, if a colleague asks you to join a meeting that doesn't align with your priorities, you could say, "I'd love to help, but I'm currently focused on a project with a tight deadline. Perhaps we can revisit this next week." Offering an alternative lets people know that you're not dismissing them, but you're simply managing your time responsibly. Another important thing to note is that saying no doesn't have to be permanent. You can always revisit an opportunity at a later time. Maybe now isn't the right moment for you to take on a new project, but a few weeks from now, the timing might be better. It's important to give yourself the flexibility to reassess situations and make thoughtful decisions about when and how to commit your time. One area where many people struggle with saying no is in social situations. Whether it's a friend inviting you out, a family gathering, or an event at work, social obligations can quickly pile up. But it's important to realize that you can still maintain healthy relationships without sacrificing your productivity or goals. If you're in a phase of intense focus and goal setting, it's okay to politely decline invitations and explain that you're prioritizing your personal growth and projects at the moment. True friends and family will understand your need for boundaries and support your efforts to stay on track. In addition to social events, another area where we often struggle to say no is with work commitments. It can be challenging to turn down extra work or additional projects, especially when we want to appear dedicated and hardworking. But remember, overcommitting at work can lead to burnout, decreased productivity, and ultimately, poorer results. Instead of agreeing to every task, try offering solutions or delegating when appropriate. For instance, you could say, "I'm currently at capacity with my existing workload, but I can help by offering an alternative solution or suggesting a colleague." This shows that you're still committed to the team, but you're managing your responsibilities in a sustainable way. Learning to say no is also an act of self-respect. It shows that you value your time and energy and are willing to protect it in order to focus on the things that matter most to you. Self-care isn't just about taking breaks or managing your physical health. It's about protecting your mental and emotional well-being. By saying no to distractions, unnecessary commitments, or draining activities, you're preserving your energy for the things that really align with your personal and professional goals. Lastly, one of the most powerful reasons to practice saying no is because it gives you the freedom to say yes to the right opportunities. When you're not bogged down with unnecessary tasks or distractions, you can fully invest your time and energy into the projects that will move you forward. This means you can say yes to the work, relationships, and opportunities that truly matter, the ones that will help you grow, achieve your vision, and become the person you've always wanted to be. So, remember, saying no is not a weakness. In fact, it's a powerful act of self-discipline and self-care. By learning to say no to things that don't serve your purpose, you're making more room for what truly matters. You're becoming intentional with your time, and that is a game changer for your productivity and success. 7. Review and reflect on your day. Now that you've set your goals, stayed focused, eliminated distractions, and managed your time effectively, the final step in being productive every day is to review and reflect on your day. This is a critical part of the process because it allows you to assess your progress, learn from your experiences, and make adjustments for the future. Reflection isn't just about looking back, it's about improving and becoming more intentional with each passing day. Let's talk about the importance of reflection. At the end of each day, taking a few moments to review what you've accomplished helps you appreciate your progress. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind and feel like you're never getting anywhere, but when you sit down and reflect, you realize how much you've actually achieved. This is incredibly motivating and helps you stay focused on your goals. Start by reviewing your to-do list or the tasks you set out to complete earlier in the day. Ask yourself, what went well today? What did I accomplish? Reflecting on your successes, even the small ones, will build momentum and remind you that you're moving forward. Celebrating these small wins is essential for maintaining motivation and energy throughout your journey. Even if some tasks didn't go as planned, acknowledging your progress keeps you from feeling discouraged. The next part of reflection is learning from your challenges. If there were tasks you didn't complete or obstacles you faced, don't just brush them off. Take a moment to reflect on why things didn't go according to plan. Did you mismanage your time? Was there an unexpected distraction? Did something take longer than you anticipated? Understanding what went wrong allows you to adjust and make more informed decisions next time. For example, if you were unable to complete a project because you were distracted by constant notifications, you'll know that turning off your phone's notifications or scheduling specific time blocks for deep work might be an area for improvement. If you find that you're consistently not meeting your goals, it could be a sign that your expectations need to be more realistic or that you're not dedicating enough time to each task. Part of reviewing your day involves taking a deep dive into your productivity patterns. Were there certain times of the day when you were most focused and energized? Did you notice periods where your energy dipped? Use this information to adjust your workflow for the next day. For instance, if you found that you're most productive in the early morning, try scheduling your most challenging tasks during that time. Conversely, if you struggle in the afternoons, don't expect to be super productive during those hours. Instead, use them for lighter, less demanding tasks or take a break and come back refreshed. In addition to reflecting on tasks, it's important to review your mindset and habits. Was your mindset positive, and did you stay motivated throughout the day? Or did you get bogged down by negativity, procrastination, or self-doubt? Reviewing your mindset is crucial because your attitude directly impacts your productivity. If you find that your motivation wanes throughout the day, take note of what caused it. Was it a specific task? A negative interaction? Once you identify the cause, you can adjust your mental approach for the future. For example, if you struggled with motivation because you didn't break down your tasks into smaller steps, you can start doing that the next day to avoid feeling overwhelmed. I also recommend writing in a journal at the end of your day. Journaling can be incredibly beneficial for your self-awareness and personal growth. It gives you a space to jot down your thoughts, emotions, challenges, and reflections. Journaling about your day allows you to process your experiences and identify any areas for improvement. You might write about what went well, what you learned, or how you felt throughout the day. You can even express gratitude for the positive moments, which can improve your overall mindset. Studies show that practicing gratitude regularly increases happiness and can even enhance your productivity. Another helpful exercise is to ask yourself, what could I do differently tomorrow? Each day is an opportunity to improve, and by identifying small changes or adjustments, you can keep growing. Maybe you need to eliminate a particular distraction, be more intentional with your time blocks, or simply get better at saying no to non-essential tasks. The goal is to always strive for incremental improvements. Don't be afraid to tweak your approach as you go. The beauty of this system is that it's not rigid, it's adaptable. By reflecting on your day, you're able to make real-time adjustments that will continuously improve your productivity and efficiency. And here's an important reminder. Don't be too hard on yourself. Productivity isn't about perfection, it's about progress. There will be days when things don't go as planned, and that's okay. The key is to learn from those experiences, adjust your approach, and move forward. Progress is built over time, and consistency is far more important than perfection. Lastly, to make reflection more powerful, consider doing it at the same time every day. Whether it's right before bed or at the end of your workday, setting a consistent time to reflect helps make it a routine. It also allows you to unwind, decompress, and prepare for the next day. The process of reviewing and reflecting on your day becomes a habit that will set you up for success in the long run. In summary, taking the time to review and reflect on your day is an essential part of your productivity journey. It helps you appreciate your progress, learn from your challenges, and adjust your approach for the future. It also allows you to maintain a positive mindset and keep growing as you move closer to your goals. So, make reflection a daily practice, because when you regularly assess and improve your performance, you become more productive, more focused, and ultimately, more successful. 8. Take care of your health. Now, let's talk about something that often gets overlooked when it comes to productivity. Your health. It might seem like a separate topic, but your physical and mental health are directly tied to your ability to be productive. If you don't take care of your body and mind, it will be incredibly difficult to maintain high levels of focus, energy, and motivation day after day. Productivity isn't just about getting things done. It's about getting the right things done with energy, clarity, and efficiency. And that requires a healthy body and mind. Let's break this down further. Physical health. Fueling your energy. First, let's talk about physical health. If you want to be productive, you need to have the energy to actually get things done. That means paying attention to what you eat, how much you sleep, and how much you move. These three factors are the foundation of maintaining the physical energy required for daily productivity. Starting with nutrition, the food you eat has a direct impact on your energy levels, focus, and cognitive abilities. Highly processed, sugary foods might give you a temporary energy boost, but they'll cause a crash later that leaves you feeling sluggish and unfocused. Instead, focus on a diet that includes a balance of protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. Foods like leafy greens, lean meats, nuts, seeds, and whole grains will keep you fueled throughout the day. Eating smaller, more frequent meals can also help maintain steady energy levels, preventing the midday energy slumps that can derail your productivity. Hydration is another key element. Dehydration, even at mild levels, can significantly affect your cognitive performance, causing issues like poor concentration, slower reaction times, and fatigue. Make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day. Keep a water bottle by your desk and make it a habit to sip regularly. A good rule of thumb is to drink at least 8 glasses, 64 ounces, of water a day, but you might need more depending on your activity level. Now, let's talk about sleep. It's easy to sacrifice sleep in the name of productivity, but this is a mistake many of us make. If you're not getting enough sleep, your ability to focus, think clearly, and retain information will suffer. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. Your brain and body need this time to rest, repair, and rejuvenate. Try to establish a consistent sleep schedule and create a relaxing nighttime routine to signal to your body that it's time to wind down. The more rested you are, the sharper your focus will be when you wake up. Exercise is another crucial aspect of your physical health. Regular physical activity has been shown to increase blood flow to the brain, improve cognitive function, and boost mood. It doesn't have to be intense or time-consuming. Even just a brisk 20-minute walk can give your body and brain the movement and oxygen they need to stay energized. If you're able, incorporate strength training, yoga, or other forms of exercise into your routine a few times a week to further improve your overall health. Taking care of your body isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling good and keeping your energy high so that you can perform at your best. Mental health. Protecting your mind. But it's not just your physical health that impacts productivity, your mental health is equally important. Mental exhaustion, stress, and negative emotions can be just as draining, if not more so, than physical fatigue. When you're mentally exhausted, even the simplest tasks can feel overwhelming. One of the best ways to manage your mental health is by incorporating stress management techniques into your daily routine. Stress is a natural part of life, but it becomes a problem when it's chronic and unmanaged. Techniques like deep breathing, meditation, and mindfulness are proven to help reduce stress and promote mental clarity. These techniques allow you to manage your emotions, regain focus, and avoid burnout. Mindfulness is particularly effective for staying grounded during high-pressure moments. It's about being present, noticing your thoughts and feelings without judgment, and acknowledging them rather than letting them take over. Try to take at least a few minutes each day to practice mindfulness, whether it's through a formal meditation practice, breathing exercises, or simply sitting quietly for a moment to clear your mind. Apps like Headspace or Calm can guide you through meditation exercises if you're new to the practice. Another important aspect of mental health is taking time for yourself. We live in a world where it can feel like we're always on, always checking emails, replying to messages, or managing tasks. But constant connectivity can lead to mental overload. That's why it's so important to make time for activities that help you recharge. Whether it's reading a book, taking a walk, listening to music, or spending time with friends and family, taking breaks from work and daily stresses allows you to come back to your tasks with renewed energy and focus. Setting boundaries is also essential for protecting your mental health. Don't be afraid to say no to commitments that would overwhelm you or drain your mental energy. Remember that you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you don't take the time to care for your mental health, you'll eventually find yourself unable to show up fully for your work, your relationships, or yourself. Prioritize activities and relationships that support your mental well-being. The connection between physical and mental health. The connection between physical and mental health is undeniable. When you take care of your body, your mind also benefits. Regular exercise can improve mood, reduce anxiety, and boost cognitive function. A healthy diet can support brain health, reducing feelings of brain fog and fatigue. Adequate sleep helps regulate your emotions and enhances focus. In other words, when your body feels good, your mind feels good too. Incorporating self-care into your routine, whether through physical exercise, mindfulness practices, or simply taking breaks throughout the day, will ensure that you have the energy and mental clarity needed to stay productive. Lastly, keep in mind that taking care of your health is an investment in your productivity and success. It's not about working harder or faster, it's about working smarter and sustaining your performance over time. When you feel healthy, energized, and balanced, you'll be able to approach your tasks with more creativity, focus, and determination. So, remember, don't sacrifice your well-being for the sake of productivity. Your health is your greatest asset. Make it a priority, and everything else will follow. 9. Stay consistent. At this point, you've learned about setting goals, managing your time, eliminating distractions, taking care of your health, and many other key productivity strategies. But there's one last, incredibly important element that ties everything together. Consistency. Without consistency, all the productivity techniques and strategies in the world won't matter. Consistency is the secret ingredient that transforms your efforts into long-term success. It's the bridge between where you are now and where you want to go. Let's dive into why consistency is so crucial and how you can maintain it to achieve your goals. The power of consistency. First, let's talk about the power of consistency itself. Many people get caught up in the idea of working in bursts of motivation, doing a few days of intense work followed by days of procrastination or burnout. While bursts of inspiration can be powerful, they're rarely sustainable. Consistency, on the other hand, is what leads to steady progress and habit formation. When you commit to working towards your goals every single day, even in small ways, you're creating a habit that will eventually become second nature. Think about your favorite athletes, musicians, or entrepreneurs. What do they all have in common? Daily practice. The best of the best don't rely on motivation alone. They rely on building habits and maintaining a routine that makes success inevitable over time. The key is showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. It's this commitment to the process that leads to gradual but lasting results. How to stay consistent. Staying consistent isn't always easy, especially when life gets busy or when things don't seem to be moving as quickly as you'd like. The key is to make consistency part of your daily routine, no matter how small your actions are. Set daily habits. One of the best ways to ensure consistency is by breaking your big goals into daily habits. Rather than focusing on the final result, focus on the actions you can take every day to move you closer to that result. For example, if your goal is to write a book, instead of focusing on finishing the entire manuscript, commit to writing 500 words a day. If your goal is to get fit, commit to working out for 30 minutes a day. These small, daily actions will add up over time and keep you on track, even on the days when motivation is low. Tip: start with micro habits, small, easily achievable actions. By starting small, you reduce the resistance that comes with big, overwhelming tasks. When you make it easy to start, consistency becomes a lot more manageable. Create a routine. Consistency thrives on structure. Having a daily routine allows you to prioritize your most important tasks and ensures that your productivity doesn't fluctuate based on your mood or external circumstances. When your routine becomes automatic, you no longer have to waste time or energy thinking about what you need to do next. Your brain is freed up to focus on the work itself. The more you can structure your day to include consistent actions towards your goals, the easier it will be to stay on track. You can build your routine around your natural energy peaks. For instance, if you're most productive in the morning, schedule your hardest tasks during that time. If you tend to get more energy in the afternoon, use that time for creative work or meetings. Building your day around your natural rhythms makes consistency feel effortless. Track your progress. One powerful way to stay consistent is to track your progress. Keeping a log of your daily actions towards your goals not only helps you stay accountable but also reinforces the importance of consistency. It's easy to feel discouraged if you don't see immediate results, but when you look back at how far you've come, you'll realize how much progress you've made. Use a planner, journal, or an app to track your progress. You can log your tasks for the day, note the hours you spent working on your goal, or simply check off completed actions. The visual reminder of your consistency will keep you motivated and remind you that your hard work is paying off. Celebrate small wins. It's essential to celebrate small victories along the way. While the end goal is important, don't wait until you reach it to celebrate. Recognizing and celebrating the small steps you take each day will keep you motivated and reinforce your habit of consistency. It could be as simple as acknowledging that you completed your task for the day or treating yourself to something you enjoy after hitting a weekly goal. These celebrations don't have to be big, but they will make the process more enjoyable and remind you that your consistency is worthwhile. Don't wait for motivation. Motivation is fickle. Some days, you'll feel fired up and ready to conquer the world. Other days, you'll feel like you can barely get out of bed. The truth is, relying solely on motivation will leave you inconsistent. The key is to build discipline. Discipline means committing to your goals even on the days when motivation is low. It's about showing up and doing the work, regardless of how you feel. Over time, as you build this muscle of consistency, it becomes easier to push through even when motivation is nowhere to be found. Be kind to yourself. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. Life happens, and there will be days when things don't go as planned. You might miss a workout, forget to complete a task, or even fall off track for a few days. That's okay. The most important thing is that you don't give up entirely. Give yourself grace and get back on track the next day. Remember, consistency is about showing up most of the time, not every single time. The small setbacks don't define you. Your ability to get back up and keep going is what matters. Visualize your future success. Another way to stay consistent is to remind yourself of why you're doing all of this in the first place. Visualizing your future success and the life you want to create will keep you grounded in your purpose. When you envision yourself reaching your goals, whether it's finishing that project, launching your business, or hitting your fitness targets, it will give you the drive to continue. Write down your goals and keep them somewhere visible, so you're constantly reminded of the bigger picture. Embrace the long-term vision. Consistency is the path to achieving long-term success. Remember that true, lasting results come from continuous effort over an extended period of time. While short bursts of energy can produce temporary results, it's the slow and steady effort that yields permanent success. Trust the process and understand that consistency doesn't just pay off tomorrow, it pays off over time. Why consistency matters more than motivation. Consistency is the true driver of success because it turns your goals into habits. Habits are what carry you through the days when you don't feel like working, when you're tired, or when things don't go as planned. When you commit to consistency, you create a system where action becomes second nature, where progress doesn't depend on how you feel that day but on the commitment to show up every day, no matter what. So, whether your goal is to build a successful career, get fit, write a book, or develop a new skill, remember that the magic happens when you stay consistent. The compound effect of showing up day after day, week after week, and month after month is what turns dreams into reality. In conclusion, stay consistent, even when progress seems slow, even when motivation fades, and especially when it gets tough. Your small, consistent actions will build up and eventually lead to massive, lasting results. Keep moving forward, trust the process, and remember that success is built one consistent step at a time. 10. Adapt and adjust. One of the most important aspects of productivity and personal growth is the ability to adapt and adjust. We live in a fast-paced world where things constantly change, goals shift, new opportunities arise, obstacles appear, and unforeseen challenges crop up. If you're not able to adjust your approach when things don't go as planned, you'll find yourself stuck, frustrated, or even giving up. Adaptability isn't just a skill, it's a mindset. And in today's ever-changing world, it's crucial to remain flexible and learn how to adjust course without losing momentum. Let's explore why adapting and adjusting is so critical to your success and how you can effectively embrace this mindset in your everyday life. Why adaptability is crucial. The truth is, no plan is perfect. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and success rarely follows a straight path. There will be bumps in the road, unexpected twists, and times when your initial strategy doesn't produce the results you expected. That's when adaptability becomes your greatest asset. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones who follow a fixed plan without deviation. They're the ones who adapt to challenges, adjust to changing circumstances, and keep moving forward despite setbacks. They have learned how to pivot when things aren't working and to recalibrate their approach when necessary. This flexibility allows them to continue progressing, even when obstacles arise. Adaptability helps you remain open-minded and solution-oriented. Instead of getting discouraged or stuck in a rut when things don't go as planned, you become focused on finding new solutions. Instead of seeing failure as a roadblock, you see it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and innovate. This mindset allows you to keep your goals in focus, even when your approach needs to change. In today's world, the ability to adapt is especially important. Think about how much the world has changed in just the past few years. Technology evolves at lightning speed, work environments shift, and even societal values change. The people who thrive are the ones who can stay agile, adjust their strategies, and embrace new ways of thinking and doing things. How to adapt and adjust. Adapting and adjusting doesn't mean giving up on your goals or throwing everything out the window when things don't work out. It simply means reassessing your approach and finding a better, more effective way to move forward. Here are some practical ways to build adaptability into your productivity journey. 1. Be willing to learn from setbacks. Setbacks are inevitable. We all face challenges that can derail our progress, whether it's a missed deadline, a failed project, or an unexpected life event. But instead of allowing setbacks to discourage you, use them as an opportunity to learn. Ask yourself, what went wrong? What could I have done differently? This critical reflection helps you learn from your mistakes and adjust your strategy for the next time. For example, if you didn't meet a deadline because you underestimated the time a task would take, use that knowledge to better plan in the future. Adjust your time estimates, break tasks down further, and leave room for unexpected delays. The key is viewing setbacks as feedback, not as failures. 2. Evaluate and update your goals regularly. Sometimes, we get so attached to our original goals or plans that we're unwilling to adjust them when circumstances change. But just because you set a goal doesn't mean you're locked into it forever. It's important to evaluate your goals periodically to ensure they still align with your values, aspirations, and current situation. Ask yourself questions like, is this goal still relevant to my long-term vision? Has my priority changed based on new information or experiences? Do I need to modify the goal to make it more achievable given my current resources or circumstances? Regularly reassessing your goals ensures they stay aligned with your evolving circumstances. If something isn't working, don't be afraid to redefine your goals. Adjusting your goals is not a sign of failure, it's a sign of growth and adaptability. 3. Embrace change as part of the process. Change can be uncomfortable, but it's a constant part of life. The sooner you can embrace change and see it as an opportunity rather than an obstacle, the easier it will be to adjust your approach when necessary. If you're in a situation where your initial plan isn't working, instead of resisting change, embrace it. Change could bring new insights, better methods, or unexpected opportunities that help you achieve your goal even more efficiently. In the workplace, for example, technology might update and require you to learn a new system. Or your team's needs might shift, requiring you to adjust your approach. Instead of fighting the change, be proactive about learning the new system or adapting your strategies to fit the new team structure. This mindset of adaptability will help you thrive, even in changing environments. 4. Be flexible with your approach. One of the most important aspects of adaptability is flexibility. Flexibility means that when something isn't working, you're open to trying a different approach. This doesn't mean abandoning your goals, but it does mean changing the way you pursue them. For instance, if you're trying to build a business and a particular marketing strategy isn't delivering results, consider trying a different tactic. If one content platform isn't bringing in traffic, switch to another or diversify your approach. If your original timeline was too ambitious, reframe it with a more realistic deadline. Flexibility is key to maintaining momentum, especially when things go wrong. It allows you to pivot without losing sight of the bigger picture. 5. Focus on solutions, not problems. When obstacles arise, it's easy to get bogged down by frustration or disappointment. However, focusing too much on the problem itself can leave you feeling stuck. Instead, train yourself to focus on solutions. When you encounter a challenge, ask yourself, what can I do to fix this? What is the next step? And, how can I turn this situation into an advantage? This mindset shift from problem-focused thinking to solution-focused thinking helps you adjust your actions quickly and efficiently. It reduces stress and prevents you from getting caught up in a cycle of overthinking and indecision. 6. Stay open to feedback. Sometimes, the key to adapting and adjusting is listening to others. Whether it's a mentor, colleague, or peer, feedback from others can provide valuable insights into areas where you might need to improve or adjust. Being open to feedback is a sign of strength, not weakness. It shows that you're willing to learn and grow. Actively seek feedback from people you trust. Ask them what they think is working well and what could be improved. This will give you a fresh perspective and help you adjust your approach in a way that leads to better results. Developing a growth mindset. At the core of adaptability is a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and skills can be developed through hard work, learning, and persistence. When you have a growth mindset, you're more likely to view challenges and setbacks as opportunities to improve rather than as signs of failure. This mindset makes you more adaptable because you see change as an opportunity to grow, rather than a threat to your success. In contrast, a fixed mindset keeps you stuck, believing that your abilities are static and unchangeable. With a fixed mindset, you're more likely to avoid challenges, give up easily, and resist change. To be truly adaptable, it's important to develop and nurture a growth mindset. Conclusion. In the journey of productivity and personal growth, the ability to adapt and adjust is a critical skill that will help you overcome challenges, optimize your strategies, and achieve long-term success. Life is unpredictable, and flexibility is essential for navigating it successfully. Whether it's adjusting your goals, re-evaluating your strategies, or embracing new opportunities, the key is to stay open-minded and remain focused on solutions. So, as you move forward in your journey, remember that adapting and adjusting is not a sign of failure, but a sign of progress. It's the ability to learn from your experiences, recalibrate when necessary, and keep going, stronger, smarter, and more capable than before. Conclusion: 10 key habits for daily productivity. As we wrap up today's video, I want you to remember that productivity isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about building the right habits, maintaining focus, and staying disciplined in your approach. And most importantly, it's about consistency. Throughout this video, we've covered 10 essential habits that will help you be more productive every single day. To recap: start with a clear vision for what you want to achieve. Set smart goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Plan your day the night before to ensure that your time is aligned with your goals. Eliminate distractions and create a work environment that helps you focus. Take care of your health because a healthy mind and body are the foundation of productivity. Practice time management by using techniques like the Pomodoro technique or time blocking. Develop the right mindset, focusing on growth, learning, and resilience. Stay consistent. Progress is made through small, consistent actions every day. Adapt and adjust when things don't go as planned, because flexibility is key to long-term success. Celebrate small wins along the way to maintain motivation and build momentum. Each of these habits contributes to a sustainable approach to productivity. But remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. You don't have to get everything right every day. But if you commit to practicing these habits regularly, you will start seeing significant changes in how much you accomplish and how satisfied you feel with your progress. The path to your best self. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found these strategies helpful and that you feel inspired to implement them in your own life. Remember, the journey to success is a continuous process. It's not a race. It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting the process. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content on productivity, mindset, and personal growth, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Also, don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and feel free to share it with someone who could benefit from it. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments which of these productivity habits you're most excited to try or which ones you've already implemented. Let's keep the conversation going. Remember, your potential is limitless, and with the right mindset and habits, you can achieve more than you ever imagined. Keep pushing forward, and let's make it happen together. Also, if you're serious about reaching your full potential and want more actionable content on achieving success, be sure to check out my other videos on motivation, personal development, and building a growth mindset. I'm always here to help you unlock the best version of yourself. Until next time, stay focused, stay disciplined, and always aim to go beyond vision.